everyone, my name is Cassie Tanks. I am the Digital Humanities Assistant at San Diego State University's Digital Humanities Center. Today I'm going to show you how you can embed multiple video, image, and audio files to make a larger Adobe Premiere video project. This can be very useful for putting together presentations, lectures, and really anything else that you can think of. But before we begin, let me give you a quick demonstration of what we are going to do today, and I will then follow with a step-by-step breakdown of how to do it. Before we begin, I'm actually going to mute this track here by clicking on the M so that way you don't hear me speaking twice. So as we play this video, watch this in the final product window here. You can see in the bottom corner, I have a video file playing, and as the video goes along, multiple images are going to appear on screen. You can use Adobe Premiere to control when images and videos appear on and off screen. Again, this can be very handy for different projects that you have going on. So now let's go ahead and break this down step by step. To begin working with multiple files within your larger Adobe Premiere video project, we first need to import all of the files we're going to use. To import your files, go to File, and then down to Import. You can also do Control-I, and that will open up your file finder. Go through and select all of the files that you want to import. It is possible to import multiple files at once. Now, I recommend organizing and labeling your files clearly before you begin because it will make it so much easier to import and find your files. But also, if you need to go back and re-edit your files, it will make it so much easier. Adobe Premiere pulls files from their original locations whenever you go back to edit a project. So if you first time you edit a project, you pull files from the download folder, and then afterwards you reorganize. If you reopen that project and try to edit it, you're going to have to go back and find all of the additional files again. It's totally possible and can be done, but it takes some time and it's kind of a pain. So I just recommend getting that done ahead of time. Anyway, so now we have all of the files imported that we're going to use to make this video. Now, it is possible to preview your files ahead of time. And we can do that by dragging a file up to that preview window. This video forms the basis of this larger video project. So I'm actually going to drag this up to the preview window. This preview window, let me go ahead and enlarge it. You can enlarge any window within a workspace by dragging it around. Now, this window up here allows you to watch the video, to look at it, and you can add markers. Like, for example, let's say right approximately here, I know that this is where I want my first image to come onto screen. So I can add a marker by clicking here. And you can preview and do any other edits that you need to do in this preview window. Once you are happy with your file, let's drag it over to the timeline window. So I'm just going to click it and drag it. And as you can see, the marker that I added in this window followed the file over here to the timeline window. So it makes it much easier for editing and assembling. Now that we have the base video set in here, let's go ahead and add the base audio. If you are creating a video to annotate a previously recorded lecture, or if it's easier for you to record your audio separately, you can pull in a separately recorded audio file and bring it into your larger project. So I'm going to click this audio file and pull it down to an audio track. There you go, perfect. It is also possible to record directly into Adobe Premiere. You can do that by clicking the microphone, the voiceover record, and then as the video plays, you speak and talk into your microphone or into your laptop, however you have your audio settings established, and it will record directly in here. So you do have that option, which is really cool. But now that we have our video and our audio bed laid down, let's resize this video so that way we can put multiple images on screen. I'm actually going to pull this down so we can see this final product window a little bit easier. To resize and make room for multiple images on the screen, all you're going to do is just double click it. You can see a blue rectangle surround the image or the video file, as well as white dots, and that's what you can use to resize. Click one of the white dots and hold it and drag it in. It will automatically keep the aspect ratio, which makes it really easy. Once it's to a size that you like, let go and it will retain that new size. Let's also move this file so that way we can have room for additional images. Click anywhere within the on-screen file and drag it to the place you want it to be and let go. Avoid clicking on this crosshair because all that will do is just change the center of the image rather than move the image itself. So if you want to move an image or file on screen, make sure you grab outside of it. All right, so now we have successfully created room for additional images that I will discuss not only in my audio, which I have down here, but also complements the video. I'm just going to click outside of it to deselect it. Now let's pull up so we can see the timeline window a little bit easier. So because I've done my project planning, I know that about 7 seconds in, I want my first image to appear on screen. I'm going to click the image file and I'm going to drag it on to the timeline. Be careful that you drag the image onto its own V track. V tracks are used for graphic files and A tracks are used for audio. See, if I drag it and I just set it down on V1, which is occupied by the video, it will just override the video, which is not what we want. I'm going to do Control Z to back out of that. So make sure you put it on its own file. It's also important to note that graphic files will automatically be about 4 seconds long. Now, because I've done my project planning, I know that I want this image to be on screen for the entirety of the video. So to lengthen the amount of time that this graphic file is on screen, I'm going to hover my mouse at the end of the file until it becomes a red cursor. I'm going to click it and drag it to the end. So now this file knows it's supposed to be on screen for the same amount of time that the video is on screen. So now we just need to resize it. We're going to follow the same process that we did to resize the video. I'm going to click the image until the blue rectangle with the white dots appears. I'm going to grab and pull it in to resize it. Then I'm going to click anywhere on the image outside of the blue crosshairs and drag it to the position I want to be on screen. Right about there. Perfect. So now if we grab the blue cursor in the timeline window and scrub back and forth, you can see right here, the image pops on screen. Excellent. So now let's repeat the process for the remaining images that I want to add to this video. I'm going to pull up on the timeline window so that way I can see more of the tracks. Again, every graphic is going to need its own track. If you need to add more tracks to your timeline window, all you need to do is right-click anywhere in here. So I'm going to right-click and go to Add Track. Then you will see another video track has been added right there. Again, to add more tracks, you just right-click and click Add Track. If you need to add multiple tracks, you can go down to Add Multiple Tracks with plural, and it'll give you options of how many video tracks or how many audio tracks you need to add. But I only have 2 more images, so I only need V3 and V4 to be open. So I can go back over to my Bag of Tricks window. I'm going to click over to my file finder. The next image I need is right here. I want that to come in at about 15 seconds. Beautiful. I'm going to click and drag that over and drop it onto its own track here in the timeline window. And we're just going to repeat the process. I also know that I want this image to be on screen for the duration, so I'm going to click and drag it all the way over. And then I'm going to resize it. Let me enlarge the final product window. I'm going to do the exact same process. Double click it to select it, shrink it to the size that you want it, grab anywhere in the image outside the crosshairs and pull it to the position you want it to be. Perfect. Let's do that for our final track. I'm going to pull up on the timeline window so that way I can see what track I want to drag it onto. I'm going to select this third image. I'm going to pull it on. Let's say you accidentally snap it into the wrong position. That's not where you want it. All you need to do is move the cursor to the approximate time that you want it to appear on, click the file, and you can pull it over to there. Really easy to do. Same thing, I want this image to be on screen the whole time, so I'm going to snap it over. I'm going to enlarge the final product window. Now here we have an issue because this image is so much bigger than the actual file finder. So if I click it, there's not really an easy way for me to grab the corners. To solve this, go to the final product window, click on the drop-down menu next to the time counter, and just shrink the view. Let's try 10%. Now I can see the perimeter of this very large image file. I'm going to click and shrink it down. Let's go back to fit to make it a little bit easier. Perfect. I'm going to shrink that down a little bit more. And again, I'm going to click outside of that crosshair and drag the image where I want it to be. Perfect. Great. Now I have multiple video and image files. And just as a reminder, you can drag any of these files into this preview window if you feel like you need to. So let's back this up and look at what we've done. We've added an audio file, but since I'm talking to you, I don't want to have you hear me twice. I'm actually going to mute that right now. So let's play it. We have the initial video, which is the bed of this sample I put together. Then we have the images appearing on screen. We have that first image, then the second one will appear. Perfect, there it is. And then we have the third image that's going to come up right here. Excellent. Now, this resizing and repositioning can be done for any files that you add to Adobe Premiere video projects. In additional tutorials, we will go over how to add annotations, how to enlarge and shrink images and videos within your video at certain times on command using keyframes, and we'll also go over other editing basics. If you have any questions, please reach out to librarydh@sdsu.edu. Happy editing!